God damn it. Hey guys, it's Jordan here, making this upload extremely quick, or at least attempting to make it extremely quick. I just picked up a load of crud today. Well, crud as in awesome stuff. One of those machines is running right now. I'm just running ScanDisk on it because I'm questionable on the installation of Windows it has. But the most exciting part, or one of the most exciting parts, is the acquisition of an NEC TurboGrafx 16 for a whopping 75 cents. I kid you not. And the plastic itself is in good shape. I don't know what would go into the expansion bus. I just got the console today. Has this game called Bonk's Adventure. As you know, the TurboGrafx 16 uses these sort of credit card style of game cards. And yeah, I'm just so enlightened to have a TurboGrafx 16. That's just crazy cool. And I also got it with the controller, if I can get it out here. There you can see the controller for the TurboGrafx 16 called the TurboPad. I believe you needed a kind of a breakout cable in order to have like multiplayer, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't looked up this thing yet, so I wouldn't know. I got this Compatibles by Compaq keyboard, which is really interesting. Now, let me show you guys this real quick. So it's a basic keyboard. Nice typing feel to it for a rubber dome. But this is where everything ends for the regular, like, boring yawn keyboard stuff, because look at this. That thick cable there has a sort of breakout. And what it allows you to have, if I can do this real quickly, this allows you to not only have a PS2 keyboard, but it also breaks out a serial port. And then you have this little doohickey. Now, what that allows you to do is connect a little breakout thing, which allows you to plug in a power supply. And here's the power supply to that keyboard right there. So, I don't know what this keyboard has in addition to being a keyboard. It's got a button there. It's got this sort of slider adjustment thingy for... I don't know what it's for. I genuinely don't know, and I don't want to jinx myself and break it, because I've already broke the feet by trying to get them out, so now they're just flapping in the breeze, which really makes no use of the feet, which tends to happen on the plastics of almost 20-year-old computers and keyboards, apparently. I also got this IBM web camera, which actually the software is on this HP Pavilion that I'm doing ScanDisk on right now, or as the Flying Scotsman likes to call ScanDisk. I think I kind of juxtaposed something. I don't even think that's the correct word. It's like 10:30 at night, so you're going to have to take my English with a grain of salt here, people. But anyway, so yes, HP Pavilion. This is a 6735, all original. Specs inside. Original copy of Windows Millennium Edition, which is kind of funny. I'm just using the keyboard and mouse from my HP Pavilion A1477C, which is, by the way, sitting right down there. And I think the coolest system of them all amongst all the acquisitions I had today, and I'll show you some other ones that I've gotten recently as well, is this. This is a Compaq Presario 6708. I know you guys can't see the hang on. Let me get the light on here real quick. I'm going to have to do some basic editing, sadly, but that's okay. So here we go. Compaq Presario 6708. And this machine's kind of weird. Now, it looks like a standard computer from the front. And at the top, you get some multimedia buttons as well as some kind of a standby button or something. In addition to your Compaq home button or something. Some nice grooves in the design. When we come around to the back here, this is where things start to get weird. Now see, this looks like your typical ATX style computer with all your typical ports on the motherboard, 7 expansion slots, telephone modem, and surprisingly on this one, it's actually got an Ethernet card in it, a very early 10BASE-T Ethernet card in the expansion slots there. Maybe it is 10100, I'm not sure. It's a Presario, so I'm not exactly here to judge anything. I believe this is a Pentium MMX at 200 megahertz. I originally thought that was something else, but no, it's Actually a Pentium at 200 megahertz. I don't know if it's an MMX or not. The reason why I believe that is because it's actually got USB ports on the motherboard. And typically, I believe it was only on the MMX systems that they actually ever had USB ports. But there's no power button on the system anywhere. And I've looked. And believe me, I looked for a little while. I thought that this moon was the power button because you'd think that would be the power button because it's green in color. But there's none on the front. At least nothing obvious. And there's no soft power in the system, so it suggests that you manually turn the thing off. Until I looked at the back here and saw this label. This is your power switch. Who'd have thunk it, right? On a system with USB ports, and you still have to manually flip the power switch like it's an AT-style computer. That's just impressive to me. But still, that machine's very neat. And most certainly getting its own video in the future. Like I said, Pentium 200 megahertz. I think it's an MMX. I'm not sure. It's got 32 megabytes of memory, and its original 7.5 gigabyte hard drive running the original install of Windows 95. Wow. It is so beyond cool taking a look at that computer that it is for certain getting its own video. On the subject of less exciting things, I also picked up this one. This is just a run-of-the-mill Dell Inspiron tower. It's a 530. Core 2 Duo, 1.8 gigahertz, so nothing high-end, but I did pick this up just because I needed something of a daily use machine, although I could probably use my Pavilion A6500F, but it's not currently running Windows 10. This one is. This particular system is. And you're probably wondering about the graphics card, but I'll tease that in its own video, like I mentioned. A lot of these things are going to get its own videos, but I can't do it yet. And the last thing I want to show is this VTech Video Technology Socrates, or Socrates, however the heck you pronounce that, educational video system. And I got to take this over to my bed because I got to show you guys this real quick. This actually has sort of an infrared blaster style keyboard or something that sends out pulses to the sensor at the front. And that's not all, because you can actually take these little pads and you can, I don't know if I can do this with one hand. I think I can. I'm trying to be careful not to bust the things. But you can have like these little individual little joystick things, and you get a little D-pad and a fire button, and you get two on each side. I don't have the power supply for this system, so it's 50 cents. I took a gamble on it. I think it's cool. It might make for some interesting oddware. I'm not sure. It takes a standard 12-volt style power supply with center positive polarity on the jack, so it shouldn't be too hard to find a power supply. I don't know if we got them kicking around here or not. And it also got us talking system voice cartridge thing, some kind of a speech synthesis module maybe? I don't know. What's interesting is it's got its own little preview window there, which is neat. And also, apparently, it's got this little expansion port here. I don't know what this would be used for or what its purpose is. I haven't done any research on it. The only crappy thing that I'm going to have to do, and I'm not sure if I'm going to put this on video or not, is I got to clean out corroded batteries. They're not bad, but they need to be cleared with. They need to be taken care of, and I should probably focus on that. Also, these jacks are kind of crooked, so I don't know what to believe. I suppose I could just run the system off of batteries, but like I mentioned, if I'm going to do that, I need to clear out the corrosion from the battery compartment. That's going to be the biggest hiccup right now. But otherwise, it's, you know, it should be interesting oddware to take a look at. Or at least I think it's oddware. Like I said, I haven't done any research, so I'll have to figure that stuff out. I think the biggest piece of oddware is going to be this keyboard, trying to figure out what the heck it does. But the TurboGrafx 16 was a well worth it purchase for 75 cents. I mean, I was not going to let that thing go if I didn't buy anything else there. But I ended up buying the computers, both that Pavilion and that Compaq over there at that one sale today, mind you, today. That was a separate purchase, that Dell Inspiron. So yes, I think I had a pretty decent haul. I'm just about out of school. By the time you probably watch this, I am out of school. But I got to get through one more day, half day at this point. So yeah, by the time you're watching this, I'll be out of school, which means more videos. Hey, so be looking forward to that. In the meantime, though, just be patient. I'm going to start filming a lot of stuff, and that also includes software videos as well. I'm not just going to be covering hardware, which means I need to cover not only the Socrates, whatever the hell this thing is pronounced by, maybe the TurboGrafx 16, I'm not sure yet. Definitely going to probably take a look at this IBM camera since it's USB. I'm going to do some research on this keyboard and figure out what its capabilities are other than just being a keyboard. Figure out what the purpose of this damn power supply is. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's big. And then, of course, we cannot possibly forget to take a look at the computers. And by the way, the CRT that came with everything, which I ironically had to pay $1 extra for, which came with these speakers and a built-in microphone, which is kind of unique, which primarily goes with the compact Presario over there, hence the branding on the front of it. Still a nice and bright and crisp 800 by 600 CRT. It's a great condition display. It looks really good. I think it can do 1024 by 768, but I'm not about to try it because I don't want to risk damaging the CRT. So I don't know, if some computer decides to force it into that resolution, I guess it'll be fine. But for all the Windows 95, 98, and ME computer usages, maybe 2000, it's all going to be an 800 by 600, or in the case of 95, maybe 640 by 480. It just looks a lot sharper that way. And this is a great quality display, so I'm really looking forward to it. So, more in-depth on the monitor later. Anyway, I probably made this video longer than it really needs to be, but I just wanted to get all that stuff out because I think it's worth mentioning with a little bit of detail, but not to mention the computers that I got from not only the Fire Hall auction, but there's some other ones that I want to revisit and all that stuff, such as this compact Presario 5441, this HP Pavilion 6630, which, by the way, if I can remember where I put the front panel to it, it's literally identical to the 6735. It's just that the 6735 has a faster processor, a 633 megahertz Celeron versus a 500. But I don't remember where I put the faceplate to my 6630. I'll have to find it, and then I got to put it back together. But not that big of a deal, because once I get out of school and I take care of all the family business that I got to do, then it's pretty much straight sailing with making videos. But I'm gonna have to be conservative on how many I record a day and edit and whatnot, because who knows what I'll be doing, especially considering I'm going to the beach here pretty quick. So maybe I might record videos and then just cache them on my computer. Who knows? Who really knows? And then I'm gonna clean this sty up. Yeesh. Jesus Christ. My room hasn't seen a cleaning in like almost 6 months, so probably should take that opportunity and clean it. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, that's it for now, guys. Take care.